they changed up some shit. Hold on, I'll be back. We're starting soon, like 3 minutes.
Switched on, because all it takes is one shot against someone as powerful as Dubois. So Joyce's game plan can't be, oh, from round 7 I'm going to start doing this. No. It's all about how you're going to get to round 7, and are you going to win the rounds going to round from 1 to 7? What are you going to do? The first round, I think, will let us all know exactly how the fight could potentially pan out. But I don't feel either fighter is going to want to concede those early 2 or 3 rounds. Neither fighter is the type of guy to let the other guy have that first round to lull him into a false sense of security. This ain't the way these guys fight. These guys are very instinctive. They think as they're going. And once that bell rings and once they get hit and hit hard, they revert back to their natural instinct, and that is to come forward and throw big punches. Yeah. So I think, as Ben said, they might prepare to come out and box, which is great. But what happens when they get smashed on the chin by the other one? It could get messy real quick.
I like that. Tactics out the window. No. As soon as someone gets one on the whiskers, let's just have it. That's what we want to see in it, though, as fans.
I wouldn't be surprised, because there's going to be more so than normal an element of, I'm the big dog in this fight. Yeah. I'm the physical dominator here, and you have to have that. So it's going to be an interesting one. When one lands a shot, if they feel, do you know what, I can hold that, and I can fire mine back, see if you can hold mine, then it could really become interesting. Well,
let's have a look at some previous footage of these guys, because they do love a bit of a knockout, don't they? They do tend to throw down, and there's a big chat amongst fans that think that Daniel Dubois is just purely about power. We saw in the Gorman fight, though, sets his stuff up well, doesn't he? He's got a fantastic...
All right, this is the live weigh-in stream for tomorrow's fight that's going to be on BT Sport, regular BT Sport over in the UK. It's the equivalent of, well, Sky Sports is #1 in the UK from my understanding, just like ESPN is #1 here in the States. So BT Sport is like their Fox Sports, like the secondary, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be the card is going to start at 3 p.m. I'm going to check real quick on ESPN Plus here in the States, and regular BT Sport over in the UK, not BT Sport pay-per-view, because they have Tyson versus Roy Jones on pay-per-view. By the way, we're going to be here for that weigh-in, which is at 5 p.m. Eastern. I had already put the link up for that. So what we're going to do now is listen to this. Wait for the weigh-in. Knowing them, we probably going to be here forever. I haven't even really looked at the card. You got Jack Catterall on the card. That's what's up. He is the 140-pound mandatory for... Who's got the WBO again? Is it Ramirez? Ramirez is WBC and the WBO, of course, top ring fighter. And Josh Taylor has the WBA Super, the Ring, and the IBF, right? Well, anyway, 2 important fights on this card. Obviously, the main event, Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce. After the weigh-in is over, we're going to talk about all of it. So in the meantime, let me go put my dog in the cage, because he's got this whole attachment thing that if he sees me talking, he wants to cry and shit. This attention shit. It's so annoying. Like, it's annoying as fuck. Like, and he ate his muzzle. How do you eat a muzzle off your own face? Dogs are nuts. But anyway, I'll be back.
The attacking fight's energy is going down, and Joe doesn't seem, his tank seems to stay the same. So once someone steps off and tries to have a breather, he then puts the pressure back on them. and they're not used to it. Heavyweights in general aren't as fit as the lighter weights, so they can only throw so many punches per round. Joe, for whatever reason, has a gas tank like I've never seen before. So if you're going to play that game with Joe, letting your hands go, trying to knock him out, you're going to need to have 12 rounds of that, and you don't need to have rests in between bursts, because he'll jump into that gap and let you know what he's got.
What a good tactic for Daniel, not necessarily to go head hunting from the start. Chop down the tree, attack the trunk.
Same thing though, if you're unloading constantly, you're going to blow up. I think there's got to be an element of Joe's going to know emotionally, hold on a minute, I have to be a little bit wary of this fella. He's a big lump and he can punch. Now I can use that as my advantage if I'm Daniel. If I keep threatening it, and keep using that threat of it, then all of a sudden Joe might get comfortable, then I can walk him into something and control the pace without actually constantly having to throw. If I've constantly got to throw to keep a man tamed, I'm probably going to blow out if he can keep taking those shots. So if I can control my opponent without constantly throwing everything hard and be a little bit more economical and efficient, then that would be...
I kind of want to listen to this. All right, I kind of want to listen to this.
So if Joe is able to
Tyson Fury's
hold
former
those
trainer
shots and come back at him, Daniel will have to show versatility and will not be wanting to do what we saw against Latte, where it's head down, let him go, and just have a trade-off. Because yes, I fancy him to probably land the shot first and beat Joe to the punch. But if Joe can take that and keep coming, can Daniel keep that up? No, as David said, a heavyweight cannot box at the pace of a flyweight. Simple science.
All right, let's talk for a little bit. You know what? I think that Joe Joyce. Okay, I have a reputation. All right, people will tell you that if T Street says he's going with his heart, then that means that motherfucker gonna lose. So I guess I'm saying is my heart is saying that Joe Joyce gonna win, but my mind is telling me that Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut, is gonna keep coming forward, and he gonna get caught with some shit because defensively he is kind of flawed, but he's called the Juggernaut, so he's supposed to be coming for you. And also I personally think that Philadelphia's Bryant Jennings let him off the hook. I talked to Bryant Jennings after that too. I think he let him off the hook. Like Philly was pissed at B.Y. Jennings. So I guess what I'm saying is this has to be the best Joe Joyce. At 34 years old, if he loses, where he gonna go? The heavyweight division is top heavy. It's like some Game of Thrones shit. As I talked about earlier, why in the previous video, why do you think that a guy like Dylan White, that rematch clause was detrimental to his career? Like he needed, like, you know that. You know? Because it's like if you lose, you go to the back of the line. And with the way things are, like for example, look at Wilder. If Wilder don't fight Fury again, unless he fight for that bullshit belt, the WBC, that Bridgerweight fucking bullshit. By the way, I'm glad people been harassing Mauricio Suleiman. He been like saying he was losing sleep and shit. But anyway, Wilder would even be in the back of the line with the way the mandatories are stacking up. Like, yo, like you got mandatories being piled on top of each other. You see what I'm saying? So the winner of this fight is going to go further up. You know, around, I guess, we're going to have to look at the rankings. But anyway, how was your Thanksgiving, man? What y'all do? I'm exhausted. I'm not doing shit but boxing shit today. I'm staying right the motherfuck down here. I'm doing boxing shit all day. So at 5 p.m. Eastern, this is my time right here. Basically, 8 hours is the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones weigh-in. So we're going to be here live for that. Also, we're going to be doing a post-fight show for that fight tomorrow. Tonight is the Danny Jacobs. Well, here we are. Danny Jacobs. We're gonna go full screen. Danny Jacobs, Gabriel Rosado card is busy and shit this weekend, and then next week is Spence Garcia. I got the fight week schedule. We're gonna be here for the press conference, the undercard final press conference, the weigh-in. We got a post-fight stream for that. It's gonna be busy and shit, and then after that, December the 12th. What's that? The top ranked Shakira Stevenson card. And you also have who? The Joshua Pulev. And then after that, the next week, you got Canelo returning along with Golovkin returning. And then we even got a card the day after Christmas. There's a weigh-in on Christmas Day. Boxing been busy, you know, because they got to fill these motherfucking dates. It's busy, y'all. It's busy. It's busy. You know? So yeah, it's busy. Oh shit, let's go full screen. All right, please subscribe. And come on, man. This is every day. Thank you, Jim. This is every day. Why I gotta ask y'all to like the video? Well, y'all, you're killing me, man. And then it's Thanksgiving. You don't want to like give thanks for me doing the video? I thank you guys for watching. Shit. Like the video. Here, I'm gonna dislike my own video. Watch this. You can't see it, but I disliked it. That's interaction.
At 7:30 p.m. London time.
You know what? I hate to bite the hand that feeds, but let me tell you, BT Sport always got shitty sound. What is up? They have not sacked that guy yet. It's been like 2 years. Well, I don't want the guy to get sacked. I'm just saying, they sound been... It's full screen. We're out. Full screen. We'll talk later.
Spain by way of Buenos Aires, Argentina. He brings a...
Let me just go ahead and tell you, this is a Frank Warren card. We probably ain't gonna know half these motherfuckers, maybe all of them, except Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois. So don't think you'll be seeing familiar faces and shit.
Pitto.
Their media events, the press conferences and weigh-ins, their fucking sound be fucked up. I like the BT Sports Studios though. Anything's better than Fox Sports. That shit. The Fox Sports bubble fights, they got that faux crowd wallpaper.
You can see, just preparing the...
yeah, when you dislike us, go to their channel.
The live weighing, which you're obviously consuming at the moment on BT Sports, the YouTube channel, so thank you very much.
Depends on how you look at it.
The first fight that we're weighing in right now is actually the co-main feature. We know that Dubois and Joyce are the main event, but we've got Hamzah Sheeraz in a super welterweight contest. His opponent's just about to weigh in now.
See, who's this man?
Guido Nicolas Pitto. What's this like?
Guido, huh?
As a cruiserweight, obviously a heavyweight, you could just crack on, can't you? But as a cruiserweight, obviously the night before, getting yourself...
Not a good start. From
what the fuck?
That would have been spraining your ankle before on the way-in. Not an ideal situation there.
Robert Smith there from the British Boxing Board of Control, just adjusting the scales.
Looks a bit cold in there as well, if I'm being honest.
But getting yourself ready, getting yourself mentally right the night before. Obviously, we've got a little bit of delay here as we fix the scales.
Some scale issues here.
These niggas scale just broke.
The process now, mentally, and making sure that you're on weight. Is there a nervous tension?
At this, for these guys, for sure, it will make a difference. You know, Hamzah Sheeraz is a huge light middleweight, big man. Don't know how.
I mean, it's early, yeah, but they scale just, bro. They're gonna kill somebody.
Obviously, does the weight correctly. You know, certain fighters don't. They leave it too late before and have to boil down and lose body fluid. To any fluid you're losing to get on the scales to make it hit the scale, hit the number you want, and it gets rather unhealthy in certain instances if it's done incorrectly. But the British Boxing Board of Control make sure you're never too far away from where you need to be. And if you are a month before the fight, way past what they believe is a safe number, they won't let you fight, which is right.
So here we go. Here's Hamzah's opponent, Guido. He looks happy, doesn't he? He looks happy. Looks like
get some food in him now. Get some fluid and food.
That's it. That.
Oh, he great tip over.
He'll be thinking about now, won't he? Getting him straight back into rehydration. 10 stone 12, 10 ounce.
And now we welcome to the scale the defending
there's
champion
often
from
though,
East
it's got to be, like David said, it's got to be done
He is
right.
undefeated with 11 wins. 7 of his 11 wins come by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBO European Super Welterweight Champion,
soon going to take a quick turn. Like, I feel like boxing, in terms of sports science, is quite far behind other sports, but I feel like it's very quickly about to take a turn where if you're not matching up to the top level and working with sports scientists, you will get left behind. And you know, this is a big part of it because this can make or break you making weight.
Well, it's part of the contract, isn't it? You're signing part of your contract.
But it's not done the moment you step on that scale. It's not done. It's how you make it to that next day. Too often do I see fighters then go and eat what they want and do what they want, where it's not so easy, especially when you're someone as big as Hamzah.
How is this kid making super welter? This is absolutely ridiculous.
He's an absolute specimen. He really is.
10 stone 13.9. That is unbelievable. And he's a big old boy there, over 6 foot tall, coming on well in the pro game. This is a big test for him tomorrow because there's a European trinket on this tomorrow night. It's a WBO version of it. Yeah. But what an opportunity for him tonight to maybe grab a bit of audience, because we know it's a big audience tomorrow night.
It's a great opportunity. It's not on it's not pay-per-view as well. You can just tune in with your BT Sport subscription, and he, in my opinion, he is a future world champion for sure. Of all the British fighters, he's one of the fighters that I've really liked the look of. Every time
he is huge for 154. That's a 154 pounder.
He goes in there for
every time you've seen me, you've mentioned him.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I've seen he's one of those genuine future world champions, and
I'm gonna tune in.
You'll see tomorrow night exactly what I see. And I've seen it from in his undercard fights. He was coming through in the small shows. Now he's on the big event. This is where I think he's got better as the opposition has got better.
Yeah.
When people really ask him questions, he answers the questions in real good style.
One thing that I've noticed about Hamzah, and you can critique other guys being as tall as him in various different weight categories, he knows how to fight to his height and his reach and his length. A lot of guys don't necessarily do that all the time. If you're going to be a big guy, use those size advantages, and we're going to hopefully see that tomorrow night in this particular fight.
Certainly, I think it's a good fight for him. I think he went the distance twice with Basie and Gurov, did he? But yeah, I've seen bits of Hamzah. Like I say, every time I see David, he mentions him to me. But I've seen him, for a man that size, I've seen him be able to fight pretty well at mid to short range as well, which is always impressive.
That's what I like as well.
Obviously, there's always work to be done, but it's good to be able to see that too often, because of someone's physicalities, they get limited to it.
All of us can't be talking.
Well, actually, if you want to hit the elite level, you need to be well-rounded.
It feels like what I like is he's got that fan-friendly style. He does it because he's so tall. You'd expect him, as you said, to use your height. He's like, okay, come inside and try.
Where'd they pull this man from? Oh yeah, this is a shit. Let me shut up.
And I'll work with you to give the fans.
He just came from the crowd.
Fragile.
No, he's not fragile at all. He's really.
Often you can see big, tall fellas for the weight struggle.
This man just came, probably worked somewhere this morning. He probably finished his late night shift and said, "Oh shit, I got to weigh in the morning."
The weigh-in. The next fight for me, bar the main event, of course, is the most competitive of the night. Obviously, Jack Massey involved in this. Fighting a guy that you know quite well in the cruiserweight division.
Yeah, Mohammed. He's based out in Dubai. He came over.
You know this guy?
Probably 5 or 6 years ago. He came down to the gym. When I was out in Dubai, I trained in his gym, and he came to my gym.
Is he the common man?
Lost one.
He's not had all of his wins. He's won them all by knockout.
He's a big puncher, and he's very, very fit. Whether he's got a fight coming on or not. He's been boxing for around 10 years. He hasn't had many fights. But I think it's because he's been based in Dubai, they don't have a big boxing infrastructure out there, so he hasn't been able to get any real momentum. But he's a handful, he's strong, he's fit. He's been around, he's experienced, he's sparred with a lot of different people. So I'm expecting, I know a lot of people may not have heard his name because he's been based in Dubai, but when he was over here, I know it was a few years ago, he really let me know he was willing to really push it in the gym and give himself, every advantage.
Dubois and Joyce take all the money for the card, so they had to just find some scraps.
Way in there. Jack Massey up next, and what a wonderful opportunity for this young man as well. Again, a guy that's been coming on quite well on the domestic scene. Exactly the same record, 16-1. A little bit less on the knockout percentage. I think he's got 8 on his record, but a great opportunity tomorrow night to shine in front of a massive audience.
Yeah, I was there when he fought Richard Riakporhe at the fight, and I think by the sounds of it, from what David said, that fight will definitely stand him in good stead for tomorrow, because obviously Riakporhe is a big puncher. A real close fight that was, so it should stand him in good stead for tomorrow. And I'm actually, from what David said, their clash of styles looks like this will be another cracking fight to watch as well, one for the fans.
The fight? I don't know. I don't think the fight is in the BT Sports studio.
No. They want to let the hands go, and they want to mix it up. And Mohammed for sure is going to be coming forward and letting.
I put all the info in the description box.
Official weight, 14, 5 and 6 ounce for Jack Massey.
So yeah, once again, I'm going to be covering this card tomorrow. It's busy, and I hate to keep saying the same shit over and over and over. But tonight, people forgot, we got that Danny Jacobs card tonight with Gabriel Rosado. Then, before that, we got the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones weigh-in. I want to see them old motherfuckers get on the scale, to be honest with you. That shit's going to be a spectacle. Oh, listen to this. Hello?
This call is from the Department of Social Security Administration. The reason you have received this phone call from our department is to inform you that we just suspend your Social Security number because we found some suspicious activity. So if you want to know about this case, just press 1. Thank you.
Yeah, Social Security Administration, how can I help you?
I just got a phone call about something's wrong with my Social Security number.
All right, sir. Do you receive a call from the office, sir, or it wasn't?
You just called me. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my Social Security number.
All right, sir. Can you please verify your first name and last name?
Yeah. My name is Terrell. That's Terrell. He hung up. Damn! He hung up. Son of a bitch. Damn. All right, back to the show. I've been trying to catch these motherfuckers for like 3 weeks. When they call, I try to I've been trying to catch him. Damn, bastard. We gonna get him then one day.
Adelaide, I like his mindset in boxing. He came, whilst he was an amateur, to come and spar with me. He came on his own and just wanted to get in there.
No shit, it's a scam, you simps.
15, 16.
I was trying to set him up.
I was like, yeah, cool.
You fucking nitwits.
Every sparring session, he improved, and he was thirsty for knowledge. He wanted.
You
I said
fucking.
He goes, no, I need to do my university. He's at university, so he wanted to get his university degree finalised before he started thinking.
And who is this man?
I haven't heard anyone tell me that before. No, really.
You fucking nitwits. I knew it's a scam. I've been trying to get it. Damn. I think it's the same dude, though. I tried to get him before and I started laughing.
As you will know yourself, Dave, fighting, doing your thing in the ring is one thing, but when people stick microphones in your face, you kind of got to cut it there as well, haven't you, you know? And he's most certainly great at being able to sell himself too.
He's an educated man, he really is. He's smart, he can fight. You know, he understands the history of boxing as well, and he knows to
I was going to give him my Social Security number, and it was going to end in 8675309.
Sparring with Tyson
no
Fury,
bullshit.
Even an amateur, he was coming to spar with me. You know, former heavyweight champion. He wanted to test himself, and that's the right mindset you need in a young, hungry fighter. You know, willing to put.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, if you don't know how it works, this is kind of unprecedented, really, in this day during the COVID era, for a fight of this magnitude to be on regular, like BT. This is up there with Loma versus Tio not being on pay-per-view. You see what I'm saying? So, but you have to understand that the money for a card like this is going to Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois. So that's why the undercard is like, you know, that's why you see a guy like Luis Ortiz fighting Alexander Flores, and you see the undercard is just because Luis Ortiz commands all the money that Fox is going to pay, you know? And that's why Bob Arum has been on. Where do they pull these blokes from? Y'all know Danny Whitaker? I think he kind of looked like Frank Smith from Matchroom. But the main event, though, going to be lit. And plus, what people doing? We're in lockdown. That's crazy. We're in another lockdown. Like the last few weeks, I've been running around like a motherfucker, man. Food prepping and all that shit. So I'm looking, it's like, oh shit, next week I don't got nowhere to be. I don't got nothing to do. And there's nowhere to go. Like, what the fuck? You know, but I'm a recluse anyway. Shit, I don't want to be out in that cold, cold world. Shit. So yeah, this is all live, real time. We are waiting for, let's see if the main event. We're going to talk about the whole card after.
Because I thought I'd misheard there in my headset, the weights. There's a pretty strong difference between those guys. Whittaker weighed in at...
So yeah, we're going to be here. In fact, let me pull this shit up now. So at 5, let me check to be sure. At 5 p.m., Eastern, that's my time up there. What is this shit right here? At 5 p.m. Eastern, it's the Mike Tyson Roy Jones weigh-in. That shit's going to be lit. I expect a lot of people to be here. So it's going to be pretty lit. I'm going to make sure my shit not all lagging. You got to pay attention to this fight.
And,
hardcores, you got to watch this fight.
Any effect in this fight, they do say there's a weight advantage. I find sometimes having additional weight in your opponent is a disadvantage in a lot of cases.
Two fights on this card that are interesting.
Very, very shortly. They are the one after this. This is Jack Catterall going to be weighing in. His opponent just stripping down.
Oh, is it now?
In the background there. Just talk to me about Jack's attitude, because obviously he is mandatory for the Ramirez WBO title. Your boy Josh Taylor, Ramirez, getting it all together, hopefully at the start of next year. Jack stepping aside for the good of British boxing. I mean, we've all got to give him a bit of a round of applause for that, because he's waited a long time for a shot at a world title.
He has, yeah, and
look at his face. Look at his eyes.
For more than just one title. So
he made the weight though.
Reaping the rewards from it, but I like Jack. He's a nice lad. I've spent some time with him in Marbella as well.
Working, not on holiday.
Working, not on holiday. Yeah, in the gym working, and actually did a little bit of pads with him as well.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with him. I think he's.
What do you make of him since he's moved with Jamie? Because he's been there for 2 years now, working out the Salford gym, and I think he's come on leaps and bounds in that 2-year period. He's most certainly developed his game.
I agree, but I have always been impressed with Jack, to be honest. I think he's a strong lad. He's just at that point now, in my opinion, where he needs that. He does need that next step to say, okay, we know he's above British European level. We don't know if he can mix it with the elite level yet, and that's something that we need to see. But we won't know that until he gets an opportunity, So
if his boy Josh Taylor can come through and become
when
undisputed champion. Well, listen, we're all on board. I'm just playing diplomatic. But what a fight that is. A battle of Britain, Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall for all the marbles.
I like the fact
My bad, I was smoking pot.
He could have forced the action and said, no, I'm next. But it would be for this title, not that title. I like the fact that, okay, let's get them all together in one place and I'll go for the big one. And it gives him more time to look at Taylor. He gets some time. I think it's a very, very shrewd and smart move from Catterall to take a step back, focus.
He took step aside money.
He's staying busy, he's ticking over, and he gets to see what's happening at the top.
On top of it as well, business-wise, if you're talking sense, he gets another payday here.
Yep.
He also, Ramirez and Taylor get an opportunity to make themselves a household name in that next fight, because it's one of the biggest fights in boxing coming up. So, realistically, business-wise, it only becomes a bigger fight as well, and he gets an extra payday here.
So, in the words of Triple H, Jack Catterall did what's best for business. He stepped aside, got a nice chunk of money for Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez to fight. He's currently the WBO mandatory. Now, the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez will probably not fight him. They'll probably move to 147. But in the case of Jack Catterall, he gets this payday. He gets pretty much the free step-aside money. And don't be surprised if he also gets a payday for being on the undercard of Taylor versus Ramirez. So he did what's best for business. I'm believing the main event is next. I'm on the fence, man. I think Joe Joyce gonna do it. He's noticeably smaller. Let me see what he weighed in at his last fight first. Pull this shit up. But yeah, feel good. Thanksgiving went off better than I thought it was going to be, man. Had a rough Wednesday. But for the most part, shit worked out. I'm just glad it's over, though. Got lots of food. It's just that this was the first. Okay, let's go full screen. All right, shh. No interruptions until it's over.
Tomorrow night in a scheduled 12-round contest, and it will be for the British Commonwealth WBO International.
Please like the video and subscribe.
WBC Silver and the vacant EBU European Heavyweight Championships. We will first welcome to the scale the challenger from Putney, London, England. He was a 2016 Olympic silver medalist and now is a professional. He is undefeated with 11 wins. 10 of his 11 wins come by way
Hold on, y'all. We're gonna
knockout.
talk after the fucking weigh-in. Shit.
The
Hold on.
undefeated former Commonwealth, WBA Continental, and WBA Gold heavyweight champion, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce.
Here comes the Juggernaut. I'll tell you one thing that I've been impressed with him this week. Nothing phases him, David. I mean, the amount of things that I've thrown at him this week in questions and stuff like that, and it's just like another walk in the park for him.
Remember, he's so experienced. People don't realise. I know he's only on paper had 11 fights, but as an amateur, he's been to the Olympics.
Box rec be making my shit lag.
European gold medal, Commonwealth gold medal. Went to the World Championships, got a bronze medal there. He's won medals in every single major international amateur championships against some of the best, Cubans, Americans, Russians, Ukrainians on the planet. So it's going to take a lot to
Yes, Henry. Yes.
Phase someone like Joe. Love the shape. He looks like he's really taking this fight seriously. Significantly better and fitter than he looked against Wallish.
He was 270 his last fight. What weight is that? Damn it, did anybody hear it?
Joyce coming in at 18 stone, 6 pounds, 14 ounce. The shape of him, Ben, compared to what we saw earlier on this year in July, where he looked like he'd enjoyed himself at the Delicatessen, he looks in unbelievable nick there, like he's catering for a particular game plan, would you say?
Did he say 18 stone, 6 pounds or 6 ounces?
I would probably say that I don't think, percentage-wise, as a heavyweight, a man that size, to come in 6 pound heavier, I think it's more so about it, his fat percentage, those kind of things, but his actual weight physically, if you're talking about 5, 6 pounds, whatever.
I think it was 252.
Not that big of a jump. So I think Joe's a phenomenally conditioned
258,
athlete, and I wouldn't be overly worried about Joe's weight. I think it'd be more interesting Daniel's weight, to be honest, to see what Daniel comes in at.
Well, look at the size of this guy. His shoulders are as big as
Thanks,
mine.
Magic Man.
I stood next to him throughout the course of the week. And
What is he, 22?
He's 23 years of age.
23,
and he's
mental.
getting bigger.
Joe Joyce down 12 pounds from his last fight. He was 270, now he's 258.
17 stone, 6 ounce. So he's a stone lighter. He's a stone lighter than where Joe is at. What do you make of that, David?
I think both fighters clearly have put the work in. Both fighters look optimal. Whatever their game plan is, they both look very, very ready to implement it. Joe Joyce, I was very, very happy seeing Joe Joyce on the scales there. Knowing Joe from his first
that's interesting.
professional fight.
So when y'all go to the
his last fight against Wallish,
what y'all got over there?
He was carrying
The Tesco?
a good stone and a half. Which is unnecessary fat. Also the muscle mass he usually has.
When you buy a sack of potatoes,
like he's traded a lot of that.
Is it like 2 stone?
For lean, mean muscle. And Dubois, I didn't realise there's not that much difference in size, height-wise, between the two. I always assumed Joyce was a good 2, maybe 3 inches bigger, but they look pretty much eye to eye there. So
I think Joe is a little bit taller, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure.
The hair helps. Yeah.
I'm not sure what trainers they've got on.
But it doesn't look like there's that much in it. It really doesn't.
I would take from that, I think that Joe is definitely aware of and working with Dubois' edging speed with consideration. I think Daniel's definitely taken into consideration with his preparations Joe's physicality. So, definitely it's going to make for an interesting one. I can't wait.
Well, listen, now that I've seen the shape of these guys, I'm absolutely revved up for it because it should be an absolute crackerjack, shouldn't it? Boys, we're going to have to try and call it. You're going to have to tell me what's going to happen. I've already spoken to David earlier on this week, so I'll save him for last. Ben, come on. Joyce, how does it play out?
To be honest with you, if I called this fight, I would literally just be blagging it. That's the God's honest truth, because I genuinely don't know. I don't know, because there are certain questions of each man that I genuinely, hand on my heart, believe that each man is going to ask those questions, and we'll certainly find out more about them and ceiling of potential after Saturday night. But if I'm to call it for Saturday, I genuinely would be blagging it.
Is that?
As always.
Do you want to get them splinters out your backside? David, come on.
Yeah, I think Joe Joyce's experience and the fact he's been here a lot more times. When I say been here, I mean having an opponent in front of you, whether it's with a head guard, whether it's with a WSB, he's fought at a higher level consistently for the last 10 years. So I think when it comes to the crunch, Daniel is going to be asked significantly more questions than Joe has. Joe's fought high level opposition before and he's found a way to overcome it. Dubois hasn't yet. Whether he can't do it tomorrow, I don't know, but I can only go by what I've seen. I've seen Joe Joyce compete and win at a much higher level than Dubois, so I'm going with Joe Joyce, late stoppage.
Let's see if they get any interviews from the fighter. So yeah, I'm going to be here. So what did Daniel Dubois weigh? Joe Joyce weighed in at 258. He's down. Let's go full screen. We'll leave them up just in case. 258. He weighed in at 270 his last fight, which was against Michael Wallish in the BT Sports studio. That was during COVID back in June. Let me go. Are they going to interview them?
Of Britain as well to get stuck into from 7:30 on BT Sport 1. So make sure you come and join us for Dubois versus Joyce. The shape of him, Ben, compared to what we saw.
My bad. I was waiting to see if they were going to. So Daniel Dubois came in at 244. Here, let's pull them up here full screen. Joe Joyce 11-0 with 10 KOs, 34 years old. He's going to be 30. He's 35 years old. Correction. He turned 35 back in September. Listed at 6'6". Let's go full screen. He weighed in at 270. He weighed in at 258, so he's down 12 pounds. Daniel Dubois, 15-0 with 14 KOs, 23 years old, listed at 6'5", weighed in at 252. So he put on more weight. So basically, Joe Joyce lost 12 pounds, and Daniel Dubois put on 8 pounds. Trying to be heavy to knock him out.
World Championships, got a bronze medal there. He's won medals in every single major international amateur championships against some of the best, Cubans, Americans, Russians, Ukrainians on the planet. So it's going to take a lot to
phenomenal shape
to phase someone like Joe. Love the shape. He looks like he's really.
How's that chin going to hold up?
Taking this fight seriously, significantly better and fitter than he looked against Wallish.
Because he's going to have to eat a lot of punches. So if you don't know how Daniel Dubois works,
Juggernaut Joyce coming in.
He got a mean uppercut.
Stone, 6 pounds 14 ounce.
He's the more technically sound fighter of the two.
Ben, compared to what we saw earlier on this year in July, where he looked like he'd enjoyed himself at the Delicatessen.
So in the UK, it's funny enough, J. Rock Williams, who's supposed to return on December the 26th against Dennis Hogan, was talking about how UK domestic level fights are so big. This is considered a UK domestic level fight. One of the first big UK domestic level clashes I covered was Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora 1. But Tyson Fury didn't go to the world stage until after the second Chisora fight. Another one was like Paul Butler, Stuart Hall. One that comes to mind is Billy Joe Saunders versus Chris Eubank, where rivals, the winner goes on, to go on after a title. This is one of those fights. It was one of those fights where they had to
Daniel's
fight.
weight, to be honest, to see what Daniel comes in.
They couldn't fight other people without fighting each other.
His shoulders are as big as my head. I've been stood next to him throughout the course of the week. And
What is he, 22?
He's 23 years of age.
23,
And he's
mental.
getting.
Anthony Joshua didn't have that. It was Dylan White. Anthony Joshua had Dylan White.
To announce.
17 stone, 6 pounds.
17 stone, 6 ounce. So he's a stone lighter. He's a stone lighter than where Joe is at. What do you make of that, David?
I think both fighters clearly.
So basically, what he was saying is like, why don't we have that here in the States? Because for one, their EBU European, what is it? The European British title, right? British Union. How do you say it? I'm sorry, I'm supposed to know. Their British Boxing Board of Control title, their Commonwealth title, those belts are significant over there. Like, they're prestigious to have them. It's almost like you can't go to world stage until you have that belt. It's rare that you see UK fighters, bypass that.
Height-wise, between the two, I always assumed Joyce was a good 2, maybe 3 inches bigger, but they look pretty much eye to eye there. So
I think Joe is a little bit taller, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure.
The hair helps. Yeah.
I'm not sure what trainers they've got on.
But it doesn't look like there's that much in it. It really doesn't.
I would take from that, I think that Joe is definitely aware of and working with Dubois.
Come on, guy. Do me some favors. Like the video.
With consideration.
Help a brother out.
Definitely taken into consideration with his preparation.
I got to shake some ass or something?
Joe's physicality. So,
definitely is going to make for an interesting one. I can't wait.
Well, listen, now that I've seen the shape of these guys, I'm absolutely revved up for it because it should be an absolute crackerjack, shouldn't it?
So while we're waiting to see if they're going to do some post-fight, post-weigh-in interviews with the fighters, let's go run down a real quick breakdown of the heavyweight division. Now, as I've said, we're going to do this fast, so you got to pay attention. All right, because it's going to get a little deep. So, the heavyweight division is very, very top-heavy. Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois, the winner, is going to be right there, like, in regards to the next crop of mandatories. I'm going to say the winner of this fight could probably be a mandatory 2022, late 2022. They can possibly get a title shot, possibly. But with the way the heavyweight division is now, if you lose, you go to the back of the line. Like look what happened to Luis Ortiz when he lost to Anthony Josh. To Deontay Wilder. Yeah, he fought, but the way things are set up, he ain't getting no title shot no time soon because it's like, where? The current big players right now, before we move on and break it down deeply, Tyson Fury, WBC champion, Anthony Joshua, WBA Super, IBF, and WBO. They are trying to get a fight, like they're trying to force it through because if the fight doesn't happen, then it's a chance that these belts could be fractured because guess what? Anthony Joshua returns December the 12th against his IBF mandatory, Kubrat Pulev. He also has a mandatory in Alexander Usyk. So if him and Fury don't fight next, then he's got to fulfill those mandatory obligations. Well, this mandatory obligation, I think he's going to beat Pulev, by the way. Or that belt, you got to follow me. Or likely, this is going to be canceled out. Now, Daniel Dubois, and where you at? Joe Joyce will love that. Because of his affiliation with Frank Warren, who's tight with Bob Arum, and Frank Warren and Queensberry have a reputation, along with Top Rank for, being close to the WBO. So it's safe to say, depending on where Joseph Parker stands, it's safe to say that the winner of Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce will be ordered in an eliminator to fight Joseph Parker. That's why Joseph Parker's trying to fight Junior Fa. So moving on. This WBA situation is shit. You got Dylan White, who has to take on Alexander Povetkin because now Alexander Povetkin, right now, as it stands, is the mandatory for Tyson Fury. Now, where Wilder fucked up is he was bullshitting around and didn't know that it seems as though Top Rank and Tyson Fury knew what they were doing. It's politics. I don't like the fact that people are bitching and complaining like they're trying to screw him out the rematch. Yo, whose fault is that? Like for fucking... Like, listen, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. But the point I'm trying to make is each of these spots right here, everybody you see in these top three, like, the way things are looking right now, a guy like Luis Ortiz may not ever get another shot, to be honest with you. I mean, hell, if you notice, I haven't talked about these fucking bullshit WBA belts. Trevor Bryan is a Don King fighter. Don King think he's slick. He's holding on to Trevor Bryan because he's hoping to try to get like a cash grab one day, a final cash grab, to have his fighter Trevor Bryan be mandatory for Tyson Fury, Joshua Wilder win. That's what he's waiting for, all the dust to clear for him to come out. Don King, you ain't slick. Don King is also still somewhat in cahoots with the WBC. He's Mauricio Suleiman's godson. Why did you think, hardcore boxing fans, that it was so easy for Don King fighters to get WB shots out of nowhere? Stavern, who else? Was it Imam? Amir Imam? It was like 4 fighters that were Don King fighters that was just like, oh shit, like Don King got stroked. So anyway, you got guys like Filip Hrgovic who is trying to carve his way into that IBF path. Like it's a Game of Thrones type thing. Everybody, finessing their way around to try to get a title shot. So for a guy like Joe Joyce, if he loses, especially given his age, like right now, heavyweight's got to be on their shit. It's no time to fuck around. Like it's too many. The heavyweight division is on fire, and that's why you got this motherfucking Mauricio Suleiman. And I used to like the guy, man. It's not personal, but it's like, yo, when it comes to our sport, why are you trying to make another belt when shit is all fucked up? You got people still bitching at you about the franchise championship. So if you don't know, the WBC wants to introduce a new weight division. I'm all for consolidating belts and a new weight division, especially between, I guess, that heavyweight cruiserweight. There's a big jump. But right now, it seems like a money grab because he don't want to tell motherfuckers, oh, well, you have to fight this person or you have to fight that person. Just like he made the franchise pretty much for Canelo, and Devin Haney was right. It's crazy. So, guys like Filip Hrgovic, even Andy Ruiz, Michael Hunter, Daniel Dubois, if he wins, Adam Konoski still around there, even Charles Martin, them motherfuckers gonna all have to fight each other. They all think they're gonna get a title shot someday. Yo, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So, yeah. Who is this man cussing me out in my chat? Oh boy. So I'm gonna be here. I saw that coming. I didn't get scared this time. I saw that coming.
To this day.
I gave him $1. Donated $5 to T Street. Till this day. Till this day. Bomb Squad. Oh yes. Till this day. Till this day. Channel's great man.
Thanks, bro. Thank you. That's what's up. So yeah, what was I saying? But if you follow boxing and you look at all these significant names, like just the names I just mentioned. Look at these names like Wilder, Usyk, guys that don't have belts. Wilder, Usyk, Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, Dylan White, Joseph Parker, Dubois, Rivas, Hrgovic, Hunter, Joe Joyce, Martin, Ajagba, Iggy Caballel. I'm not really counting Carlos Takam. You got guys like Helenius. Like, yo. Yeah, don't get me started on Manuel Char. Also, no disrespect. Well, it is like, yo, Manuel Char, he told on somebody. Like, Manuel Char is like a rat. That's crazy, right? Where Gerald Miller fit in all this, he blew his chance twice. You know something funny? Gerald Miller just did an interview with somebody a few weeks ago. Big baby. We can't play the whole thing. We ain't gonna motherfucking copyright somebody motherfucking content. But here, I'm gonna pull up a piece of it for you. Yeah, he's out the picture. People don't want to work with him. Like, he's out the picture. I like that guy, too. I used to like Big Baby Miller, man. He did some old weird shit before. I'm pretty sure that's what he did. Like, he called himself, like, trying to chump me. Like, or try to intimidate me. Like, niggas be weird. And this was after, like, the scandal. So I saw him. I was like, I don't want to talk. Like, I don't want to talk to you, man. Hold up. I was looking for something. This month. Where's it at?
How dare you?
Ooh. Thanks, bro. Thanks, JC. Hold on, I'm pulling up this. Here we go. Listen in. Obviously, we're not. Yeah, I'm covering the Tony Yoka card. That's actually the start of my day, but let me get through this first. So yeah, this is him right here. Here, I'm gonna put the link in there. You can go watch this guy's video. I'm gonna put the link in the chat so you can go watch the whole thing on your own time. But the clip I want to show y'all is this. Like making up all these excuses and shit. Collecting Pokemon cards. Where's he at? What was it at? Is this the one?
Final box.
Fine.
My bad, it's the wrong video. Well, anyway, hold on. Go subscribe to this guy's channel. Fight Goose. There you go. Go subscribe to this guy's channel. So, of course, he was throwing big... You know what? He took the interview down. I think he told him to take the interview down, y'all. I think he told him to take the interview down. I think he told him to take the interview down, y'all. He did a video, and he was talking some crazy shit. Damn it. There we go. Damn. What's going on? Oh, by the way, this shit crazy. I've been going down the voter fraud rabbit hole. He took the video down. He took the interview down. Oh, no, there we go. Yep, it timestamp and everything.
It's not exclusive to how Showtime is. ESPN is on every platform. Some platforms don't show Showtime, but ESPN is still free on some regular TV. Busy, man. Canelo gotta do what's best for him. Simple.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's better if he's independent rather than committing to a network like ESPN and a promoter with Top Rank? Because I know there's perks of being by yourself, especially with his star power. I'm pretty sure he could get what he wants.
He could get what he wants, but you're always going to need that network. The network is how you're going to get in touch with the fans. So he can be that independent contractor or his own independent promotional company. But in order for him to get maximized potential in dollars, he's going to team up with somebody. No matter what. He's going to have to team up with somebody. You don't have to be his promoter or be the boss, but in order for him to be that guy on TV and sell millions and millions, he's going to team up with somebody. You know what I mean? You understand? It's kind of like this concept that I've been working on. Who got the juice? That's what I'm trying to say. That's a little quote for you. Who got the juice? And it's not meaning of who got the juice, meaning of banned substance steroids. It's who got the juice in the sport of boxing, who got the juice in the music industry.
He got the juice.
The power, meaning who got the juice. Yeah. So he might be the talent in the talent pool. He got.
So yeah, if you asked about him, he's like, it's unfortunate because it's like, yo, bro, you really needed that shit that bad. But if you look at it, he was a bit of an anomaly because somebody to be as big as him, not gassing out, moving the way he was moving, it's just like, yo, bro, and he kept getting bigger. That was the thing. He kept getting bigger, and he wasn't losing no endurance or stamina. And you see, it's like, bro, you know. And then more importantly, he tried to like cheat against the biggest fight in your career. Like, I guess that's when you would cheat, but it's like, yo, man, that shit looked like, yo, don't nobody want to work with him no more. Top Rank pissed off at him. You know, there was rumors that Jay Prince was pissed off at him. How is this guy able to watch my videos and harass me, but yet, are you some type of hacker? Like, how are your comments popping up on my chat, but not on there? So what did he say? He says, I never seen a hater-ass nigga like this in my lifetime, stealing people's shit, putting up FBI warnings and shit. So he's been posting comments like that, trying to get my attention for like the last 30 minutes or so. Y'all seen it, but I'm trying to figure out, how come I can't block him? That's weird. Oh, I know how to do it. All right, I'm gonna take care of you later. Weird. Y'all niggas is weird, man. I need to grow the fuck up. I never understood like how somebody like can come on somebody's shit and just keep like typing, like harassing people. Like that shit, isn't that weird to y'all? I wanted to see if they did any post-fight interviews. I mean, post-weigh-in interviews.
Fight week. Here we are. How's it going? How you feeling?
Yeah, good mate. It's just been a crazy year, hasn't it? So we're very happy the fight's just happening now, and it's like feels a bit more.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just gotta wait for the big boys to get in the ring.
How you finding being in the bubble? Because obviously everyone in here is like
That's Joe Joyce's manager.
This for a year or something now, but
he's known as being a bit of a shit talker. So yeah, today actually I was pulling up ESPN Plus to see what type this fight comes on. So at 2:55 Eastern, he's an upcoming heavyweight. I got a chance to talk to him a few years ago, like before he made his pro debut. Tony Yoka. He was a ring star Richard Schaefer fighter, and now did Top Rank sign him? I believe I got an email about that, didn't I? I believe I got an email about that. But anyway, if it didn't sign him, he's definitely Jesus, this lady is my pharmacist. But Top Rank, if they haven't signed him, they definitely got their eye on him. But he had popped dirty for a drug test, so that's why his shit has been stunted. Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. is the Dubois versus Joyce main card. The only two fights I'm covering on that is the co-main with Jack Catterall, the #1 mandatory for Josh Taylor Ramirez winner. Not saying he's going to get him. And of course the main event, Dubois versus Joyce. Then you have tonight. Okay, so tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. Here, let's go. Let me pull it up. Oh Lord, it's a lot. At 5 p.m. Eastern, we have the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones weigh-in. So you see my time right there up at the top is green. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern. Here, let's listen to a little bit of this.
Mike, simple question I've got to ask you is, why did you accept this fight? Why are you fighting Roy Jones?
Because I can. And I've been training pretty much for 3 years, not for a fight, but just to stay healthy. And my brother-in-law asked me, was somebody...
So I'm covering this weigh-in, and then if you forgot, which a lot of people didn't know, you have Danny Jacobs taking on Gabriel Rosado in a grudge match. I like the fight. I mean, at least Gabriel Rosado gonna bleed in a grudge match on the zone. So we got like a nice Yoka's wife is on the card too. Oh shit! I'm gonna cover that. I forgot you be coming with all these facts, bro. I missed you, man. No homo. Oh shit, I'm covered. Hell yeah, I'm on that.
Someone offered the fight for...
Oh, is it televised over here though? I'm gonna have to fucking watch the full. I'm gonna have to watch the. She might not be televised. I'm gonna have to pull up an illegal stream of the whole card. They might not show it on ESPN Plus. Her fight, meaning
someone else. And then I first said, man, no, I don't want to fight anymore. Then this just little light bulb said, hey, will he fight me under the Marcus of Queensberry? Because I believe it was an MMA fighter. And he said, yeah.
Yeah.
But we went from fighting Bob Sapp to Shannon Briggs to Tyson Fury. Now we're fighting Roy Jones. So this is where I'm at now.
And Mike, at the same time as you were talking to people about perhaps having a fight, either with, as you say, Shannon Briggs or Bob Sapp, were you getting your shape back? Were you getting boxing back inside your head? Were you getting ready, basically, to step back in the ring?
Absolutely, without even knowing it, because I never thought about fighting, but I just thought about looking good and looking impressive when I walked down the street. And then I said to myself, if you're gonna have a body like this, why don't you do something with it? And I said, yeah, I might as well do this, and especially from a charity exponent too. So I can help people, and if I could do that, man, before I die, anything
that's one of my goals in life is to go get high with Mike Tyson one day. Like just imagine the stories. I got crazy ass stories too. Probably fuck his head up. Shit, Mike. I never bit nobody. I never bit nobody though. Not even in the heat of a moment of a street fight getting stomped. Like, shit. Nope. But yeah, anyway, as I said, it's going to be busy. So we already been here for an hour. It's a work day for me. So I got a bunch of running around to do. in a 2-hour span. Then I got to get back here and be ready for this card. Shit. And then I'm going to cover this card, then cover the weigh-in, and then after the weigh-in, roll into the DAZN card. So I got a 6-hour block of fucking videos I'm going to be doing all day. So let me get up out of here now. So you're going to see me later on. There's going to be a lot of content. Remember, let me put the motherfucking link in here for y'all asking me, well, where's the link at for the video? By the way, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like the video. Here's the link for my next stream. For the Tyson versus Jones fight, we're going to be doing a live post-fight stream too. Also, I have the fight week schedule for Errol Spence versus Dana Garcia. I am going to be covering and all the media events, live streams galore next week, even post-fight. So yeah, it's going to be busy, big dogs. Here you go. That's the link for my next stream right there. Who do I got for what? This fight? Honestly, I think that Mike Tyson going to put him to sleep. But we're going to talk about it. And tomorrow, another thing I'm doing early, I'm going to say around this time, I'm doing a gaming stream of Fight Night Champion with Roy Jones, playing with Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. So it's a whole extravaganza. The fight is $49.99 on pay-per-view. So let me get up out of here because we'll be back like 4:50, 2 o'clock to cover this card. T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com. See you guys later. Please subscribe, like the video.
Yeah, I accept your challenge. Get Adrian